Hey everyone, today's video is about when a building collapses while you are in it. This time, you are no heroes or you don't have any quirks. Please don't forget to subscribe, like, and share. Let's get going. You were working late at the office. As usual, Bakugou was out on his work as well, and you didn't want to go home alone. You were just about to finish when you heard a loud boom. You looked up and saw that the building next door was on fire. Oh no. I hope everyone's okay. He immediately ran to the window to see what was happening exactly, but it was too late. The building right next to you had collapsed, and yours was about to collapse. You knew that you were trapped inside. You could hear the screams of people around you, and that was when you felt the building collapsing around you. You were buried under rubble, and you didn't know how they were going to make it alive. You started to panic. Help, is anyone there? You screamed. You heard a noise, and you held your breath. Was someone coming to help you? Perhaps. Lion, I'm here. You heard Bakugou's voice. You felt a surge of relief. Bakugou would save you. He had to. You heard him trying to clear away the rubble. It was very slow going, but you could hear him getting closer. I'm almost there. Just hold on, he said. Finally, you felt him reach you. He pulled you out of the rubble and held you close to him. I'm so glad you're okay. I was so worried about you. You hugged him back tightly. I'm okay, you said. Thanks to you. You were so relieved to be in Bakugou's arms. He knew you were safe now. He held you for a long time, and he didn't want him to go. Are you hurt? He asked. You shook your head. I'm fine, just a few bruises. He smiled. That's good. I was so scared. Me too, but I'm glad we're together. He leaned down and kissed you. It was a soft, gentle kiss, full of love and relief. When the kiss was over, he looked at you with affection in his eyes and said, I love you, Lion. You smiled. I love you too, you said. You were then taken to the hospital to be checked out. You were both fine, just a few bruises and scratches. Bakugou wasn't there, but since he pulled away the rubble, his hands were full of bruises. You were both shaken by the experience, of course. After you were released, you went home with Bakugou. You were both exhausted, but you didn't want to be apart. You held each other close and fell asleep. The next morning, you woke up to the smell of breakfast cooking. Bakugou was in the kitchen, making pancakes for you. You smiled and got out of bed. Good morning, Katsuki, you said. He smiled back. Good morning. I had your breakfast. Oh, I know. It smells awesome. He sat down at the table, and he served you a plate of pancakes. You took a bite and sighed in satisfaction. These are delicious. I don't know how you do them, he said. He smiled at you. I'm just glad you like them. I'll do them as much as you want. You ate your breakfast, and then you and Bakugou talked about what had happened the day before. You both agreed that it had been a close call, but you were both grateful to be alive. I'm so glad you were there to save me. I probably would have died. I don't know how, but I was already getting suffocated when you came. I'm not letting anything going to happen to you, Lion. I love you too much for that, and you know it. I love you too. You know that as well. You knew that you would never take each other for granted again. You were both so lucky to have each other. After breakfast, you and Bakugou went for a walk in the park. It was a beautiful day, and you were both feeling happy and grateful. I'm so glad I'm alive. How could I even be stupid like that? You should have probably run out when you saw it. I don't know why I stayed in there. Well, I didn't think it was gonna collapse. The other building was on fire. not hours. I know, but I'm really glad you're alive as well. I don't know what I would do without you. He admitted. He smiled and leaned your head on his shoulder. I'm glad I'm with you. But let me tell you something, I know you'd do well without me. Of course not. You're my support system. You know that. You walked through the park, hand in hand, just talking, and you felt like the luckiest person in the world. The building collapse had been a close call, and you knew that you could have easily died. You started to have nightmares about the event. You would wake up in a cold sweat, feeling like you were still trapped under the rubble. One night, you had a particularly bad dream. You dreamed that you were back in the building, and it was collapsing again. You were screaming for help, but no one could hear you. You woke up gasping for air, and Bakugou was there to comfort you. It's okay. You're safe now. Remember, I got you, right? I was there to help you. You're okay. I'll protect you. Lion. You held him close, and he held you until you fell asleep again. The nightmares continued for a few more weeks, but eventually, they started to get less frequent. You still had them sometimes, but they didn't scare you as much as they used to. You knew that you would never forget what happened, but you also knew that you couldn't let it control your life. You were determined to move on and live your life to the fullest. With Bakugou's help, you were able to just do that. You started to go back to work at the new building, and you started to spend more time with your friends and family. You even started to take some classes of your activities, which you had always wanted to. You were still grateful to Bakugou for saving your life. You knew that you would never be able to repay him for that, but you also knew that you didn't have to. Just being with him was enough. He always told you that anyway. He was satisfied with you. He didn't want anyone else or anything else in his life as long as he had you. He also made you promise to be with him until the day you both die. It was probably the best promise that you have ever made. You were both happy and content with your lives. You knew that you would always be there for each other, no matter what happens. And as much as you wanted to forget that day, where you collapsed under the building, you knew that you would never be able to. It didn't only hold sad moments, but also happy ones. For example, the moment you saw Bakugou's face, knowing that you finally had help. Thank you guys for listening. I hope you like this video. Please don't forget to subscribe, like, and share. Goodbye.